Explain Simply here, and today I'm going to start with my lesson planning, and we're going to start with spelling, and this is our first test of the year that I'm preparing for. And if you watched my last video, my son King Jimmy is in 4th grade, and we decided that this year we're creating our own spelling tests. And let me go over the words that we're going to include for the first test: array, cylinder, hundredth, numerator, octagon, polygon, slide, sphere, square, vertex, tessellation. And the way I create the spelling test is I try to think of a theme to incorporate learning with the spelling. And for the first spelling test, I took the glossary of terms. I used those from 3rd grade math, so we can incorporate reviewing math. And in this glossary, we picked out some words. I had my son read them, so he could read the word, for example, array, and then he would read the definition, objects arranged in rows and columns. So he's also remembering what he learned last year in math before he starts his new 4th grade math book. We are continuing on with BJU, Bob Jones University Math, and I showed that in my unboxing video and my curriculum video. So I just went through, we looked at all the definitions and picked some words of varying difficulty. So here we picked cylinder. And to go over a little bit with my format that you saw at the beginning, I had my son type those words out, so that reinforced his typing skills. So we're incorporating remembering math, and now we're adding typing and spelling and vocabulary. Hundredth, and we're actually going to be using a little bit of charts to understand hundredth and decimal placed numbers. And here's some more. Numerator we've chosen, and we've chosen octagon. So as you can see, the words vary in difficulty. And moving on, we chose to start off small with 10 spelling words, and then a bonus, a more difficult word at the end. Slide, sphere, square, and here's our bonus word that'll be at the end, tessellation. So this was interesting. A repeating pattern of closed figures which fit together without gaps or overlaps. And that's actually a fun project to do, is to cut out shapes and match them up like that and create different patterns. And then we have vertex. So back to the spelling. And so then here's the spelling, and I typed this out. I'll use this format and adapt it during the year, but basically I decided to start with typing the word out to reinforce his typing skills. Then here he'll practice his cursive, and Jimmy will write all these words out in cursive in this column. And then for the spelling test, I'll allow him to print it out in this column. And here, I'll check it if he's mastered it. So if he has spelled the word correctly, typed it, understood the definition, and ultimately able to spell it correctly by memorization, sounding out for the spelling test, then we will consider the word mastered. Okay. And then I put some notes at the bottom so I can remember and keep track of what I did. So for example, here he's read the word and definition, he's typed the word out, he's written it in cursive, and then he's been tested on it. So that's the format, and I'll adjust it throughout the year to adapt to what works and what doesn't work, and that's one of the great things about homeschooling, that we can do that. And now I'm Explained Simply, wishing you a daisy day. Like and subscribe. And for those who want to stick around, I'm going to include some practice again at the end. Okay, and for those that have stayed beyond the goodbye of having a daisy of the day, you can stay and practice these words I'm going to go ahead and say the word, spell the word, and then give the definition. Array, A-R-R-A-Y, objects arranged in rows and columns. Cylinder, C-Y-L-I-N-D-E-R, a solid figure with two circular faces separated by one curved surface. Cylinder. Also, if you're just trying to learn English, this is a great way to see some words in context with their definition. Okay. Hundredth, H-U-N-D-R-E-D-T-H. So it's basically your word hundred with a at the end, a TH sound. One of 100 equal parts. The place value 2 spaces to the right of the decimal point. So in 0.01 example, it is the 1. Numerator, N-U-M-E-R-A-T-O-R, the number above the fraction line in a fraction names the number of parts being counted. Octagon, O-C-T-A-G-O-N, a polygon with 8 sides and 8 angles. Slide, a movement of a figure to a new position without turning or flipping the figure. Slide, S-L-I-D-E. Sphere, S-P-H-E-R-E, a ball-shaped solid figure. Square, S-Q-U-A-R-E, a polygon with 4 congruent sides and 4 congruent angles. Vertex, where 2 rays meet and form an angle. The point where 2 sides of a polygon meet. The point where 3 or more edges of a prism or a pyramid meet. The point formed by the curved surfaces of a cone. Those are 4 definitions of vertex. Did you notice that the word polygon is in here again? What other spelling words are polygons? Can you answer that? Look back if you need to. Tessellation, a repeating pattern of closed figures which fit together without gaps or overlaps. Tessellation, T-E-S-S-E-L-L-A-T-I-O-N. So there's a double S and there's a double L in tessellation.